Hello, everybody. Preston Flatt back again with my former LDS missionary companion. And today we're going to tell you, at least I'll tell you, about my visit to a Buddhist place, a Buddhist temple in Provo, Utah, of all places. Now, that may sound surprising to you that there would even be such a thing in Provo, but there is. And it wasn't just a fly-by-night type of thing. It wasn't some rinky-dink type of little thing that hardly ever has anything to it. No, man, it's every Sunday, to my knowledge, at 1:30 p.m. at the Yoga Underground, right next to BYU, really close anyway, just off of 900 East, at about the 400 or 500 level north. So it was way good, and I thought I'd give you some details about it, so that if you're thinking about going to it, you'll know what to expect in advance before you get there. Um, so it's every Sunday at 1:30, and if you get there early, right across just west of it is a Taco Bell. You can walk in there and wolf down a few burritos. You can sit there and relax. And I'm talking on Sunday, the Taco Bell is open on Sunday. And then you can just walk right across the street, very short walk. You can walk right in the door. Now, when you get to the Yoga Underground, you'll see that on the north side of the building it looks like it's the main door where you would go in, but you don't go in there. That one's usually locked, or at least it was when I went this one time. And if you walk around the building, to the east face of the building, the east side, there's a door there that you can walk right in. When you walk in, it's just beautiful. That's all I can say. It's not just an empty box or shell of a commercial space that they might use for yoga and then other things. No, man, the thing is decorated up so nicely. They have tea bags there, herb teas and all different kinds of tea with hot water. They have a place where you can take your shoes off, a little shoe rack. And then when you walk into the main area, it's just as pretty as can be, man. They have a beautiful mural along the wall, nice wooden floors, meditation cushions set all up like those. And it was just a total win. I was just so surprised that in Provo, Utah, there would even be such a thing as that. And the thing that I really liked is that it was from a real, like a mainstream, a real Buddhist tradition. The Plum Village lineage or Plum Village tradition of Vietnam. And some of you may know that there was a famous author and, a public figure. And I can't even begin to pronounce his name, but it's something like Thich Nhat Hanh or something like that. He's the main guy, and he recently passed on. But he came from a real tradition. I mean, really, really grounded tradition. So it's not just some fly-by-night thing where you get some rogue monk that, just wants to use drugs all the time and get drunk and smoke and carry on and stuff. And then they got all these like donation boxes every 2 feet, and it's not a money grubbing type of thing, no, man. In fact, during my whole time, I don't even remember seeing any kind of donation box at all. The people were just really great too. See, in Utah, I mean, there are a lot of different religious traditions, but not a whole lot. But I'll just say religion is really a popular thing here. And it just depends on what brand you are as to whether you are in feast or in famine. I remember years ago, the yellow pages would come out. That's before the internet pretty much. And in the phone book, when you'd open the phone book, there are the white pages in the front, and in the back were the yellow pages. And then you could go to the section on churches and look through it. You'd open it up and look through it and see what is available. And I always called those the pages of disappointment, because sure enough, year after year, a new book would come out. I'd think, yay, the new book's out. Let me just open it and see what there is to go to. And of course, if you're in a different tradition, it's just the greatest, man. You got so many riches in this place. But I wanted to check out maybe different cultures, different traditions. So for me, it was quite, I'd say it was disappointing. And so I was really feeling that it's quite unlikely for there to ever be anything like a Buddhist temple in Utah County, or especially in Provo. Because Provo's known for BYU. You know, they have their own rich religious tradition, but it's not Buddhist or Hindu or, you know, from those other cultures necessarily. So, man, you cannot believe how happy I was to find this place Sunday at 1:30 when I went there the first time just last week. Now, I did look at the the Facebook page and their website, and they have a few pictures of the different gatherings, but the pictures don't show a whole lot of people in them. Usually they show about 4 or 5 people. So from those photos, I was thinking, yeah, it's probably just going to be a few people, like a ragtag team of enthusiasts that are, you know, in their imaginations, they're just imagining that they're Buddhists and that it's a Buddhist get-together. Basically, you know, Buddhist wannabes type of thing. Not meant as an insult, because I do have respect for people that want to do that. But I didn't think it would be the real deal. I didn't think it would be a full-fledged, really nice experience. And so when I got there and I found the beautiful facility, man, the wooden floors, the beautiful mural, the Buddha statue there, and just, the meditation cushions look so pretty and stuff. They actually had a real program based on this Plum Village tradition. And there were something like, I would guess 50 people about. So the crowd was a perfect size. I don't like the crowds that are so small that when you show up, it's just obvious. You're like a sore thumb just standing there. And so the people, it's kind of an awkward moment where they have to say, well, where are you from? Welcome to our group, you know. I mean, if they did that, I'm sure their intention would be good, but I'm just kind of, I just don't like it when people love bomb me. And most of all, I don't want to be owned. I want to be able to pop into a service like that, sit and meditate, hang out with the people, have fun, and not have anybody ask me for my address so they can come knocking on my door. If I miss some Sunday or some gathering, I don't want people to call up and say, where were you? We missed you. Or if maybe in your tradition, the bishop, there's bishops in all kinds of groups, right? So let's just say your church leader, he's starting to get desperate because he's about to miss a boat payment, you know, and he's tracking you down because he needs his tithing money and stuff. I don't like that. It seems cultish to me. It seems cultish to have people go overboard in their enthusiasm to want you to come in and to monitor you and to follow up, like, where were you? So if you don't like that kind of thing either, I think you will love that Buddhist group. It was real good. So I talked to a few people, said hi to a few. I said hi to one guy. I said, how long you been coming here? He said, oh, this is my first time. I said, yeah, it's my first time too, you know? So it's no big deal. So what we did is they had little books, you know, like almost like a program type of, I don't know what you call it, but a book where they had different songs and different readings. So it had a real system to it. And then about halfway through, they said, if anybody would like to go get some tea, go into this next room. And they had like a tea ceremony thing, which basically just amounted to people choosing their favorite herb tea, pouring hot water in it, and standing around and talking and sipping back the tea. But the ones that didn't want to do that, at that time, they were going to do this meditative Buddhist walking, where they walk around. It's kind of like a slow motion Tai Chi type of walk. So I was just keeping it simple, just kind of walking along. And then I saw some of the people, it was obvious they might have learned Tai Chi in the past, because one of the guys was going like this. And I saw that, I thought, good, because I want to do that too. So I started walking around and jazzing it up a little bit, and it was pretty fun. And it was actually more fun than I thought, because when they ended it, we only got to walk around like one time, and that was the end of it. And they said, yeah, you guys go get tea too if you want. But what I wanted to say, it wasn't some head honcho type of guy that's sitting up there all zoned out like some cult of personality where some leader says something and everybody does it. No, it's more like a lay type of just whoever was up there that week leading the service. They just told how they usually do things, and then they all did it. So I like that. It wasn't like a Jim Jones type of thing or something like that. Now, the weird thing is, I remember years ago I read this article about up in Salt Lake, they actually had an LDS bishop that was a regular, that attended the Buddhist services regularly and was a Buddhist. And I was thinking, and I thought, how can a congregational leader of this seemingly separate religion, how can they also be a Buddhist? And it's probably because my thought of Buddhism was a bit flawed. Indeed, when you go back and you study the teachings of Buddha and like that, he never really claimed to be like a god or anything, or to have people worship him. His whole thing was about how to end suffering and obtain peace of mind, and he had ways to do that through meditation, observing the breath, and things like that, which, in its simple form at that time, would be compatible with pretty much with whatever path you choose in life. And so keeping that in mind, actually the guy had no problem being a bishop, being an LDS bishop, and attending the Buddhist church regularly. I call it a church, but so what was it like there? It wasn't a dedicated temple in the sense that it just had the one purpose. No, it was at the place called the Yoga Underground, which is just such a beautiful facility. And so in the main room where we had our, the meditation cushions set up and everything, on different days at different times, those are moved out, and then they have yoga classes in there too, you see. But I want to tell you, it is a very nice facility. You step into that, and it is just a beautiful atmosphere. You really will like it, I think. So I encourage you to check it out. Now, I like that. I also like, once in a while, checking out the Catholics, just because the Catholics have really good infrastructure. They have a really beautiful chapel area with nice wooden seats and stuff. I mean, even if you're not a Catholic, you can sit there. And the Catholics, one thing they really do good is they don't try to own you either. They don't have a clue who comes to what meetings when. They just all show up on their own. They let you worship or meditate or whatever you want to do in peace, and when the meeting's over, I mean, if they say hi to you, it's just like a friend would do. It's not like grabbing your hand. and then grabbing you on the arm and trying to wrestle you around to feel of your spirit, or to grab you by the nape of the neck like somebody would do to a flippant dog, you know? I've seen where some people do that. It's like, let me just exercise authority over you. By what? By I'll shake your hand, but I'm also going to grab you by the nape of the neck, and I'm going to wrestle you around and see what you're made of. Let me grab you here. And the person that's just trying to shake their hand and be left alone, they're thinking, what the heck are you doing? Just get your filthy paw off of me. Just shake the hand like a normal person. We don't need you to have attended some seminar, some how to win friends and influence people type of thing, where you're going to use all these techniques and and what, all these tricks to try to show that you're an authority figure or something, man. Well, if you don't like that kind of nonsense either, then I think you will really like the Buddhist people. And you can wear whatever you want. I mean, people wear clothes, of course. And but I didn't see anyone there with a white shirt and tie or fancy. Well, they could have, though. They really could have, and it would have been no big deal. Anyhow, folks, it was a total win. I'm just very, very pleased that in Provo, Utah, there is a decent, real Buddhist gathering. That, if anything, on their website, it's kind of underrepresented. It looks like there's hardly anybody showing up to it. But man, it was nice. There were like 50 or so people. Full range of people from all different walks of life, all different expressions of style and temperament and personality. It was pretty nice. So I encourage you to check it out. And if you do, I don't know if I probably will go back, so maybe I'll see you there. But basically, it's Sunday, currently on this May 15th, 2024. They've been meeting at 1:30 in the afternoon. And if you go there and the door seems locked, please just walk around the corner and you will see that there is a main area there where you can walk in and you can take your shoes off. Then you can go, you can continue in to the main area. There are enough chairs too. Being old, I didn't want to sit on the floor or stand, so I actually brought a camping chair that fit into a backpack, and I had that as a backup system just in case there weren't enough chairs. But man, there were. The chair situation was pretty good, especially if you if you arrive on time. Then I think it'll be fine. I mean, if you arrive way late, and some of the young people see that there's not any old people sitting in the chairs, then they might take the chair, But they usually delay sitting there so that if anybody that needed a chair would come in, that they could actually use those. So it was great. The Yoga Underground, check it out. Much love, and please like and subscribe if you will, and would you do me a favor and look through the links below this video, because man, it would just mean a lot to me if you would look through those links and see if there's anything at all that you'd be interested in either buying, or maybe if you wanted to get like a silly merch shirt like this. See, I'm an artist. I drew this all up myself. I know it's goofy looking, but my theory is that if you bought one of these, you could have a lot of fun walking around town wearing it and just seeing what people do. That would be worth it. All right. Thank you.